if you can see just in the distance, Fort Jefferson, we're about 5 miles out. So I'm gonna stop here real quick, and reason being, I'm right on the edge of the park boundary, and there are no drones allowed inside the national park. So I am going to take off here and see if I can at least get a little bit of an aerial view of what the Tortugas look like. I'm still outside of the park boundary and the county boundary, so come and get me. Not really, but anyway, drone is going up. Welcome to the Dry Tortugas National Park, the most remote and least disturbed park in the country. The park is known for abundant sea life, colorful coral reefs, and shipwrecks with sunken treasure. The centerpiece of the park is Fort Jefferson, the largest brick masonry structure in the Western Hemisphere. The Dry Tortugas is unique in its combination of undisturbed tropical ecosystems and significant historical artifacts. The park includes 7 major islands, including Garden Key, which is where I plan to visit today. Fort Jefferson is a massive, unfinished fortress composed of more than 16 million bricks. Construction started in 1847 and partially completed in 1860. It was first used as a fort, then a Union military prison, and later a coaling station for ships, before it was finally abandoned and transferred to the Park Service. So I'm coming in from the backside. As you can see, no one's over here. And reason being is I've read that all the finger piers are closed on the other side. There was a lot of issues during Hurricane Ian that basically directly hit the fort. So it says on the National Park website that the other beach is real tight on space. So I'm gonna just come up to this beach here and make the best of it. I'm sure there's a reason no one else is over here, but what can you do? We'll try and make it happen. Always something. Anchor's not working. Bad time for anchor not to work. So gonna come up with another game plan here. Put the trusty power pole down, and this quality wiring job from the prior owner. Looks like some stuff came disconnected here, so let's see if maybe that works. Woo! All right, we're back in business. Let's try and swing this baby around. Well, sounds like the seaplane just showed up. All right, we made it. Fort Jefferson in the background. Got the front anchor fixed, and we've learned our lesson. Always put the sand anchor out on the beach, and hopefully she holds. So this is pretty cool for me. Bucket list item checked off to the Tortugas on my own whole solo trip. And I know there are tens of thousands of people that visit this island every year by seaplane and ferry, but this started one night drinking conversation with my wife. I said, hey, I want to go to the Tortugas and I want to do it myself in my own boat. And she said, well, make sure the life insurance is up to date and have fun with that. But so bucket list item checked off. So we are here in the Grady White. Ended up being about a 75-mile run out here, obviously 75 miles to get back home. So I don't have a ton of time here before I have to get back to Key West, so I'm gonna go check out the fort. I've got to go check in, and we'll go from there. Here would have been the smarter way to come. Alright, gotta fill out our permit here. $15. Amount enclosed 15. I don't have my whole ID. Hopefully that'll work. Oh, permits. Alright, park fee is paid. Let's go. Let's see what's inside. Heck of a moat. Massive. pretty funny. They boarded up portions of the fort for Park Service residences. What's going up? This is creepy. Area closed. Okay, so this is the second floor. We're headed on up to the top, I think. What a view, though. Look at the size of this cannon. Okay, so welcome to beautiful Fort Jefferson, built between 1846 and 1875 to protect the Gulf of Mexico. Protected by all these cannons. Served a bunch of different purposes along the way. Obviously a fort, military installation, and then at one point a prison. Obviously, those that know anything about this place, Dr. Samuel Mudd was the most famous prisoner that was kept here. He was the one that treated John Wilkes Booth after he assassinated President Lincoln. He was charged and sent here. I believe he was here for about 10 years. I'll have to look when we get to his cell, and eventually released on good behavior. But I think after that, it doesn't even tell. We'll find some signs that tell us. Eventually turned over to the National Park Service. But fun fact, largest masonry brick structure in this hemisphere. So this is a massive, massive fort, and amazing to think that the journey we just made to get here, they brought all these bricks over back 150, 160 years ago. So what a view, though. I'll walk the edge of the top level here and take a quick look around. We got here at a good time because the ferry just pulled in, probably about 200 people on it, so got to the fort ahead of time. You see our boat over there on that far beach, and then all of these docks are closed right now. These are the ruins that used to be an old coaling station for ships, and there's another one on the other side, and then obviously the lighthouse is over there. So we'll walk around here before all these people get off the boat. I hate to be on the receiving end of this thing. A lighthouse, and look at that point here. And you can see I'm the lone dock on that beach over there. Obviously, in hindsight, this beach would have been the better choice. But that's where we're at. The boat's still there. That's the good news. So on the lighthouse, it says Tortugas have claimed more than 200 wrecks since the 1500s. The government built a 70-foot lighthouse in 1825. 20 years before work started on the fort, shipwrecks continued. Light was not powerful enough. They built a new one in 1858, 152 foot, and then another one on Loggerhead Key. Replaced again in 1876 due to a hurricane. And for those less adventurous, the seaplanes do take off 4 times a day out of the Key West airport. Quick 45-minute flight on that guy. So extremely glad I came early, took my own boat, get this place somewhat to myself here before all the ferry passengers embark and swarm the place. So I think there's about 200 people on there about to fill up this fort. So gonna do my walk around and get out of here before it gets too crowded. This is cool. Traverse magazine, shielded ammunition. And then all the sandy area caught rainwater and dripped through the sand down the cisterns that they use for drinking water. Holy cow. those waters, that's something else. So it's a little funny. I walked up here, I've walked about halfway around, and I can't find stairs to get back down. So I'm gonna just keep walking around this entire thing until I find a way back down. Hopefully that wasn't the only staircase up here. I would assume there's another one, but haven't found it yet. So I'm gonna keep walking and enjoying the view. And this is one cool to see. There's another island out there with a lighthouse. I don't know if you can see, but it just looks beautiful. So no guardrails. Watch your step. What a view. What a view. They're hidden. This I did not expect. It's ruins of some old barracks. I'm gonna walk by those. Looks like what's left of the barracks and residences. There's a sign up here. I'll take a look. Okay, here's a photo. Those were officers' quarters. And then they had this. Wow, it was massive. Officers' quarters. Late 1800s. So these are the parade grounds. And again, I can't get over how massive this complex is. I think I read it's close to 60 acres. If you can even imagine. I don't know if the camera picks up the size, but the island is about 60 acres and the fort takes up the majority of that. So lots and lots of history here, but it is getting crowded and it is getting hot. So I'm going to do a couple more little stops here and then get back to the beach and trek it back to Key West. So hope you've enjoyed these beautiful shots in this beautiful place. I'm so glad I made it and made it under or on my own hull. So that's an accomplishment in its own. But this would be a great place to come back to with the family and the kids and explore all the ins and outs. What is this? Middle of the grounds. Oh, Major Joseph Smith, Assistant Surgeon to the U.S. Army, died of yellow fever, 1867, and his only son, who died 10 days later, 3 years old and 6 months. So yellow fever was a big problem here. Well, it's getting crowded and it's smelling like tourists. Sunscreen. And I've got to get back to Key West. So gonna walk this beach and try and find the boat. As you see, the Yankee Freedom Ferry comes every day. Today's Easter, they're still here every day except Christmas. And it's how most people get to this island. But I'm gonna walk down here. Nice and secluded. And try and get back to the boat. Okay, good. She's still here. Nice to find your boat where you left her. Okay, all finished up here at beautiful Dry Tortugas National Park in Fort Jefferson. Couple comments, and I probably should have done this at the beginning of the video. Anybody thinking of doing this, obviously do not be in a hurry. Wait for your weather window. This took a lot of planning and watching, diligent watching for this weather window in a small boat like this. Coming in a barely 21 footer is not common. Hardly ever will you see a boat this small out here. It's normally center consoles with 2, 3, 4 engines. Big cruisers, sailboats, things like that are out here. So this is a very small boat to make this run. Other thing is I always have my inflatable, automatic inflatable life jacket on at all times. It is currently attached to my man overboard that we did another video on. So that is with me at all times in case I hit a wave, go in the water, that kills the engine. And then the other thing I have is my personal locator beacon. This is the same thing as an EPIRB, but an individual size. So this stays with me, EPIRB stays with the boat. What does it do? I turn this on, it calls in the cavalry, the Coast Guard's out in the helicopter coming to get me. So definitely don't want to turn that on by mistake. But this is definitely something I wanted to have when coming out here, and a big peace of mind, just knowing it's always at my hip. Something happens, go in the water, click a button, and they're coming for you. So that's the nice part about being in the United States. Coastal waters. And the other thing that was kind of cool is there were boats all the way around me. It's a constant VHF contact. Even though there's no cell phone, that gets a little bit uneasy as soon as you lose sight of land, lose cell phone, and there's nothing around you but water. You're just on your own. And as soon as I got past the Marquesas Key, I was actually feeling a little bit of that, you know, uh-oh, what if I hit a crab pot or something? I am out here by myself. And that's also the draw of it, right? That's anything. You go hiking, exploring, people that mountain climb, right? It's the adventure that's, you know, overcoming something. And this is silly. Like I said, there's thousands of people that come to this island, but this was a big bucket list item for me, and I'm so glad I got to do it. So my family is flying in about 4 hours. So that means I need to be back to Key West in 3 hours. So I'm gonna get started here, and hope you enjoyed the quick walk around and tour, and the shots of this beautiful water that's out here. And I hope seeing it gives you the same inspiration it does for me. So happy Easter, everybody, and have a great day. Coming back to the dock. I'm gonna do a quick look here. 51 gallons used. miles. So, not a bad run for one day. Gonna tie the boat up and go get some rest.